You are listening to a Daydreamers podcast, and we are the Daydreamers. Hold up. What is that song? The Breaks.
These are the breaks.
Bring it up. Yeah. So we're the Daydreamers. I am Erin.
I am K'Shana.
And a Daydreamers podcast is a reminder to do what makes you happy. K'Shana, what are you doing? What have you done to make you happy?
Yo, wait a minute. Are we old? Because we just literally said these are the breaks.
No, we not old. Because that song came out probably the year I was born. That
means we're old.
No, it don't. That just means time has passed. Let me tell you something.
You know what?
No, it just means time has passed because I look at the people whose kid, like every year for graduation time, you see all the people you went to high school with that had babies in high school or like pregnant at graduation or like that next year. So like I see that, and some people would be like, oh my God, I feel so old. I remember they was born. I don't feel old at all because see, we was in 7th period when you was pregnant. So all that means is just that time has passed. Mm-hmm. Now maybe the kids that were born after I graduated college, because when I graduated college I was 22, 23, so then maybe then we can start saying, oh, I feel old when those kids grow up. But if you were born between 1999 and 2004, I don't feel old. Like
you say if you was skipping PE because you was pregnant. I
don't feel old because like we were kids. That just means time has passed. So no. Okay. That's my philosophy.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and like, cause like my son is gonna be 18 in a couple months. Like he was born 04, so December 2004. So like, I don't feel old. I was 19 when he was born. I don't feel old.
Okay.
I'm not old. People be like, oh my God, you're old enough to have a 18-year-old son. I was like, well, I was 19 when his mother had him. You don't seem old enough. I'm not. I was 19 when his mom had him.
You're so funny.
That's the real. I'm not old enough in my opinion.
I guess the thing that it's not really a happy thing, but making doctor's appointments, taking care of myself is my thing.
Yeah, so, it's good for you, even though you may not want to do it and deal with it. It's good for you,
but it's necessary.
It's very.
Okay, I did do a happy thing. I mean, I'm so freaking tired. I've been sleeping, yo. I'm exhausted. I'm tired right now. Mm-hmm. But you know how I've been saying like every freaking week, pieces of my Halloween costume have been coming in.
Yes.
Well, I never actually opened any of it. So I actually opened something today.
Okay.
And I was like, I should probably open it just in case like it's junked up and I need to like return and like exchange or something. So I'm gonna finish opening everything today and just go through it because the technical last piece came in, but like everything else is accessory.
Okay.
And I have some DIY things I need to do because we don't do pack costumes.
See, okay, and I talked to you about this earlier. I feel, Zipporah's costume will be coming from a store. I'm not making hers. And I'm not making mine this year. I've decided to just go ahead and buy it because what I want to be is very specific and I don't have the materials or the time. And I'm not that into cosplay to where I can make this stuff. I don't even know how to thread a button back on a jacket. Like, I don't know how to sew and shit. Like, so I'm going to go ahead and spend that money on this costume.
I think you guys are going to be cute. I can't wait to see it. I look forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what am I doing to make myself happy? Oh, I finally got my Hoopla account. Is it Hoopla or Hoopla? Or am I just country?
Hoopla. I don't know. Like, what's all the Hoopla about?
Okay.
I guess they could be one of mine too because I actually downloaded them.
Oh, yeah. K'Shana called me. And she found her library card.
I did.
And now she has Hoopla through Ouachita Parish Public Library. What book did you finish?
Oh.
Let's see.
It's called because... Alright, so TikTok got me on this series. And it's a series. It was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas.
Okay.
Okay.
What's it about?
Guess.
What's the name of the book?
It's me. Just know it's me, and it's interesting to me.
So it's probably science, probably fiction, fantasy. Got to do with Buc-ee's.
They got fairies.
Okay. And I like that stuff too.
It's like fairies. It's like the high fae and things like that. I'm like, oh, snaps. And I used to, like, back in my days when I was like I was always super into reading as like a kid, like in elementary or whatever, in high school. So I started reading like The Hobbit and stuff like that. So I got really into like fantasy and things. So it kind of, Zipporah is doing a little tiny dance.
Oh, yeah, girl. First of all, let me tell you, Bluey's theme song is What It Do, and Spidey and His Amazing Friends theme song is What It Do.
She killing it. You better go ahead, girl. But yeah, it's fantasy and it's good. I had never heard of it. Ran across this girl's TikTok. Was on my For You page, and she was screaming about it and how good it was. And so I was like, let me see if this book on here, because I'm not paying for it.
Exactly. So. Also with the Audible stuff, like when I run out of credits, I hit up all the Audible originals because I don't need a credit for that. Anyway, so yeah, I got my Hoopla account fixed, and I don't, if you remember, I've been griping for a long time about how like something was up and like I just couldn't get it. Well, something was up with the PIN number, and so I was like, I don't even recall having a PIN for this. So I called up to the library, and they were like, oh, well, your PIN is the last 4 digits of this particular number,
like your phone number or something, or
something like that. It's not your social, but it's something like that.
Oh no, yeah, it was something.
Yeah, so yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, and so I put it in, and I was like, oh, I can finally check out my library books. I'm so happy. So I checked out a book called A Moth to a Flame. Let me see.
What's that about?
I just started it. Like it seems like it's about these people in Flint, Michigan. It is a kingpin's daughter. They're black. So
the coldest winter.
So like she's really young, and I think what happens is like her dad is like the boss of Flint, Michigan, like the boss, and she's young and she's like royalty, and like she goes for being hard and stuff, but like,
cause where she go? Oh,
her automobiles are in that corner, or parked in that corner.
Oh, she's right here.
Yeah, she's right there.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm sorry, we're just trying to find Zipporah on the baby monitor. But anyway, like, so she goes for hard, but she's really a princess and stuff, and she's just like, she ain't never sold drugs and none of that stuff like that before. She's actually been extremely sheltered. She just got it like that. You know what I'm saying? So like she gets into clubs and this and that. She rides around her Lexus coupe because her and her girl are like the shit, because she is the daughter of so and so and so and so. But she ain't never been in no gunfights and been fighting. You know what I'm saying? None of that type of stuff. Anyway, she apparently ends up meeting this guy, and based on the beginning of the book, the prelude, in the prelude, like she's trying to run away from him. So like it seems like, and she was like, and take back like what he did to my family and this and that. I think she was like physically abused, but just the way her and her girlfriend was talking.
So like the coldest winter ever.
I don't know what that book is.
I know. I can't believe I actually know what that book is. Wait, isn't that the name of the book? Let me stop playing while I like, it's the Sister Soldier book.
No,
it's the coldest winter.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And they even made like a I did not read the second part of it. Did I? Yeah, it's called Coldest Winter Ever.
Well, I'm at the part where she meets him and stuff, and he figures out he knows of who her dad is. Like everybody knows who her dad is, young or old. And she's like 17, talking about, oh, I'm 21, and this guy's like 22 or whatever. So he's like, oh, like she young, I can groom her, this and that, and then like basically come in and like take the dad stuff. That's where I feel like it's going. How it's setting up, and I'm only like maybe 1-2 chapters in. But anyway, all that to say, what I'm doing to make me happy is I got my Hoopla fix. A Moth to a Flame by Ashley Antoinette.
If you guys, for the listeners out there who are familiar with the coldest winter ever, put in the comments so Erin can know about this book. I personally didn't like it, but share your opinions. So, share your recommendations. Would you recommend that Erin read The Coldest Winter Ever or not? I'd like to see people's take, because it's a cult classic and some people really love it, and I just didn't care for it because I'm like, she making dumb choices. I don't know about this. Mm-hmm. But it's a definitely an African American. It's a black woman classic, kind of like reading Disappearing Acts or something, mm-hmm. or anything by Terry McMillan. Okay. So it's one of them kind of books. Okay. And also Sister Soldier name drops herself a lot in the book. Let me be quiet. Just it's cold class.
Okay. I had
Friday,
notes.
But a book.
Friday is amazing. My favorite Friday is the Christmas. Well, the Friday after next with Santa Claus. That's my favorite Friday. With Ricky Smiling.
Yes, he was stealing the whole movie. Right. I remember now. I'm like, have I seen? I have.
I had my document pulled up with my stuff on it.
That's okay.
That's fine. It's really just for me not forgetting things, because I didn't get a chance to write down. Okay, y'all, so I'm leading the topic today. Oh, before we get into that, K'Shana, what got your head in the clouds, girl?
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you.
Tell me.
Not letting people play with you.
Don't let them play with you.
Okay, make sure you stick up for yourself. Even if it's after the fact,
Ooh, that's some good water.
Is it still recording? Mm-hmm. Oh, don't let people just treat you some kind of way, without saying something about it. That doesn't mean it has to be an argument. That doesn't mean it has to be this big confrontation or hey. If you feel like you need to do that, you can do that. Don't feel the need to be super respectful of people who are disrespectful to you. Have some decorum, have some class. Mm-hmm. But you don't necessarily have to mince words if you don't really want to. But it doesn't have to be all of that. But you do need to say something, mm-hmm. and let whatever party it is know that this is unacceptable, and you won't be just passively accepting this type of behavior when it comes to you. Basically, don't play about you. We done said that many a times, right? About not playing about you in the same way you don't play about your friends. Don't play about you. These people sit up here and treat you some kind of way, especially when you feel like it's unprovoked. And if it is something that you feel like you may have done, you need to do what you're supposed to do about that. Acknowledge it, make your apologies, and try to make amends if possible. Mm-hmm. And you still need to have that conversation. Yeah. Because if you do not stick up for yourself, who's going to stick up for you? You got to be your first line of defense, basically, in all situations, whether that's friendships, marriages, whatever, it's you. Mm-hmm. Any room you walk into, you are your first line of defense. Mm-hmm. You're not waiting on somebody to say something about something when it comes to you. You got to be the first one. Now, you got friends and stuff, and that may happen, or whatever, but just have the conversation. That's also a part of maturity, instead of just sitting there and mirror, because then you start to mirror other people's behaviors, and that's not even who you are. Yeah. And Erin would say, you do what makes you feel good, and that didn't even make you feel good. You just mirroring. Yeah. And that's still, even that's on you, because that was a choice you made to do that. Nobody makes you do anything. Yeah. So you got to come to a point where you decide, I don't really this is not even how I move. I don't want to do this. We need to have a conversation, because I'm not finna keep doing this, because that's not who I am. That's not what makes me feel good. Yeah. But also I need to talk to you. This is unacceptable. Now you're going to do what you want to do after this. I cannot control your behavior, but I need you to know that this is unacceptable, mm-hmm. when it comes to me. Mm-hmm. So do with that what you will. We can just not deal, and that'll be fine. But this can't keep happening. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just that, and being having grown people conversations. It doesn't have to involve yelling. Notice I said conversation, not an argument. Not getting into it with somebody. Just stating facts and letting your feelings and things be known. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it. And once you make your feelings known to somebody, and they move accordingly, however it is they move, just understand how they feel about you.
Right.
Because there is no question of, well, I didn't know you felt that way.
No. I told you.
I told you, and you chose to still move in the same way. And
yes.
This is what this, and now I get to make my decision now.
Right.
So whatever that is, that's all. Just even if it takes you a couple of weeks to figure out how you're going to say it and when you're going to say it.
Right.
Or whatever. And if you do struggle in that area, again, we always recommend therapy. It helps.
Yes.
Because if you got a therapist or a mental health specialist, whoever it is that you see, a mental health professional, they can help you work through some of those things. Especially if you suffer from this ideal of people pleasing, which stems from childhood, of course. But yeah, because if you're a people pleaser, you don't really want to. You're not about confrontation. You're not about, oh, well, this might make them feel. What about you, girl?
Yeah.
Or boy, whoever's listening. What about you? You got to take care of you. Because you don't want sitting around here, stomach hurting,
right.
upset every time, and you just not. And they cool. So.
Girl, a wise woman once told me, and I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast, but I have shared it with friends. Because I am that person that's like, well, I don't want to, She told me, she looked me dead in my eyes. She's younger than me, but she's very wise, old woman in this matter. And she said, I have no problem messing up your day.
Hey. Especially
and I was like,
you had no problem messing up mine.
And this, of course, it had to do at the time with my boyfriend, who's now my husband. I have had a struggle with speaking up for myself. And throughout my entire life, and early in me and Larry's relationship, I really did, because he kind of came in strong on some things, and I was just like, why are you tripping? But so it was a lot of that in the beginning. This wasn't the beginning though, but I still had some, I'm bothered about something, and I just, and I was telling her about it. Her name is Georgia. What's up, girl?
Georgia.
And she was like,
I do not know her. I don't know why I did that.
I have no problem messing up your day. And I was like, girl, that is so wise. And from that moment, I have carried that with me close to my heart.
I think that makes sense. I think that's beautiful advice.
And you know what? I'm not about to be uncomfortable.
That's it.
And,
why am I uncomfortable? Right, I'm not doing this.
Even if it's not necessarily messing up your day, but I'm not about to be sitting here uncomfortable.
And I don't like being bothered.
Girl, Zapporta got Larry PlayStation control, child. I done told him to put that shit up. Hold up.
She in there sitting down just like she.
Quiet. The TV wasn't. I didn't hear the TV no more.
Y'all, it's okay.
I told him to put that stuff up there.
She's upset, y'all.
I'm just not going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to tell you, if you have to be uncomfortable for me to be comfortable, then yeah, and not I'm deliberately out here just saying your eyebrows look funny, or I'm just saying just deliberately just saying you ugly today.
Sisters not twins, bitch. I'm just
what I'm saying? I'm not that. It's just whatever this is, I'm uncomfortable. I can't live like this.
Or you're trying to see what you're doing. Or when it comes to me, I have no problem messing up your day when it comes to me.
So what has my head in the clouds is I stumbled across those blackhead popping, squeezing, abscess, ear cyst videos on Facebook. Now, I've seen them in the past and stuff, but I never was one to just watch them. But, girl, I've been in them things.
Nigga, they put me to sleep.
They do. Why does that? I have it in my hand, and then I just be like, I'd be like, what?
To sleep.
Girl, but and I'm like, it's not it is. I look at comments and some people are like, oh, this is so satisfying. It's not satisfying to me, but it is kind of
you feel accomplished a little bit.
It's
it gives a false sense of accomplishment.
Ooh, gross.
And usually they have some kind of soothing music.
I don't even play the music because the music is bull. And lately they've been having them freaking them roses. The rose borders.
Girl, I was like, what are you talking about?
No, they've been having the rose borders on them lately. So I don't even look at it, do that. But what my favorite ones are the ear cyst ones, because those are just it looks like white spaghetti coming out of it. And then
that sounds so gross.
It does sound gross, but that's what it looks like. It's just like white spaghetti. And then the ones that have the sack, I don't know if it's a blackhead or if it's infected or what, but you have to get the sack out or it's gonna grow back. When they pull that sack out, I'd be like, ooh, yes, gross, disgusting.
There's like, I don't know what it is,
but I'm not really too fond of the blackheads. Like that gets old to me, and it has to be a gross blackhead. Like I don't want to see no white blackhead. Let me see one that's like black, and then you get it out, and I'm like, okay, I've had enough of that. It's so disgusting, but like I've just been really on that lately, and I don't know why, but
it puts you to sleep.
It's there. It's just there, and I just be like, what is that? And I'd be like, what's gonna come out? What's gonna come out of it? Is it gonna be, what color it's gonna be? What's gonna look like? Yeah. What? And then like they'll never tell you what body part it's on. Like I want to know the body part it's on.
Well, it depends on what channel you're watching. They usually
it's on Facebook.
Well, it depends on.
It's Facebook Watch.
You gotta get.
I gotta go on YouTube.
You got to slide over to the YouTube.
And
these videos be like 30 minutes long.
I started to last night, but I think I went to sleep. And then I was looking at this morning, like, girl, it just be random times, and I be getting mad when Zipporah had my phone and she just be locked in on Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and I be like, Zipporah, and she just not listening. But then like I get on and I start watching them pimple popping, abscess,
wait a minute,
abscess, cyst, infected. Ingrown hair
not
videos.
I heard,
and I be locked.
I heard perks give you backflips, but tabs give you front flips.
What?
Have you seen that? There's a TikTok video of this dude.
You know I don't be on TikTok like that. I be on TikTok to post our stuff and to post stuff of Ragnar.
It's this dude. He like, it's one of them hood dudes that just know how to do flips.
Oh.
And everybody who black know what I'm talking about.
Why do boys from the hood know
they
how to
just
flip?
know how to do flips.
They be the best gymnasts.
Because they've been hitting, yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Like, yo, if black men ever seriously got into gymnastics,
if it didn't seem gay to them,
not saying that there are no black men in gymnastics, because there are,
but it's not like
if
football.
if it became like our like thing, like if black men decided we finna do gymnastics, like
they would kill it, because
because they've been hitting flips off mattresses when their mama told them not to. They've been jumping off of roofs, like and then like if you was middle class and you had a trampoline, sky was the limit, literally. Like they know how to hit, and nobody ever properly trained them. They just know how to. They just be doing stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, this dude is one of them dudes, but he like, you could tell he was like, he had some substance abuse issues, and during this, like it was like, they was like, hey yo, I bet you can't hit a back spring with a twist. He was like, man, I've been doing this since I was 7. And he's like, he was doing them, and he started hitting all these flips and karate kicks and stuff, and you could tell like, again, he has some substance abuse issues, and he goes like, perks give you front flips, but like them tabs give you back flips real good.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, wow, it was a little sad a little bit, because
it's right. But like it's dope at the same time, but it's like
dope. You know, yeah. But then it was just like, dang, you know, you could really do anything you put your mind to. Like I can imagine that guy, if he had like proper training,
right?
Like just imagine he could
the support.
He could do like anything. Yeah, I'm looking down because I found support as controller on Amazon. It looked just like one too. I'm gonna get that for.
Okay, so today's topic is really me admitting something that I have been hiding. Not hiding, but not.
Y'all, this new to me. I don't know what the hell she talking about. Just on my face like this. If you watch it on YouTube.
But before I say what it is, I found out that it's recovery month, and September is recovery month, and so I think that's really cool. I've been looking at. I'm not on drugs, y'all.
She pregnant.
No, I'm not pregnant, bitch. Do not do me.
Who is she mad? She got mad.
Don't do me. I do look pregnant, but I'm not.
She don't look pregnant, y'all.
I do sometimes.
She don't look pregnant.
I do. But anyway, it's recovery month, and I just been coming across like a lot of different stuff about being in recovery from like substance abuse and alcohol and stuff like that. Some really good information is out there, and I just find it interesting. I think it's just because with like what I'm doing now as far as my day job, I'm aware of things like that now. I still don't work with anything like that, but I'm just aware of stuff like that. So I can find out all these little tidbits. But it's just But with that being said, I feel like we're all recovering from something. Like, yeah, like September is recovery month from, like I said, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, and stuff like that. But like, I just kind of feel like we're all recovering from something. Like, I'm still recovering from becoming a mother. I won't say labor, or just the transition into motherhood and stuff like that. Like, I'm recovering, and I'm building a new person, a new Erin. And so I had a conversation with my boss. We were trying to come up with a concept for this broadcast we were doing, and it had to do with recovery month and stuff. And so one of the things he was saying was, like, he was trying to get a title, and he was saying something like getting back to the old person or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't think you'll ever be that old person. Like, I have not had an issue with drugs, and I mean, I'm a party girl and I drank, but I've never had like an issue where I was, you know, like where I've had to, like, I've never abused alcohol. But anyway, but I was like, you know, with me being a mother, it's been a long time. There was several times I was like, I'm just trying to get back to the old Erin. I'm trying to be back sexy Erin. I'm trying to be Erin I was, but I will never be that Erin again. And with
Erin is sexy, y'all.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna take that.
Oh, Erin is sexy. New Erin is sexy.
I'm gonna take that. But okay. But I was just like, there's elements of old Erin that are still there, but old Erin as a whole is just it's not coming over here to after Zipporah AZ. Okay,
stop it.
It's BZ Erin and it's AZ Erin. And so like some old Erin is gonna come, but it's coming and it's blending and mixing and developing into something new. I'm a different type of butterfly now. Okay. So I just want to say that, like, the title he was saying was just like, oh, you becoming a new person with recovery. And I was like, well, no, you're getting back to like an old you. And I was like, well, no, because it might be some things in that person's past that made them turn to self-medication, and which led them eventually to recovery. So it's some things in their past, you know, that they may need to leave there. Why bring that over here? And then there's some other things like that is genuine that needs to stay with you. Like, if you were once a creative person, you know, you used to draw a lot before you encounter whatever trauma that was that led you down this path. Now you may want to bring that person back, the little young. Go ahead, K'Shana.
Or relearn that, like, because there's sometimes when you're creative, let's just say you're a performance artist or visual, whatever. Sometimes that and certain substance abuses do coincide. Like i.e. Basquiat, like you can kind of, like there's some other stuff with that. There's layers to that, but I was just using that as, like, sometimes it coincides and you have to like relearn how to do that thing without that substance. Bubbles.
We'll do bubbles later. We can't play bubbles right now. We'll play bubbles when mommy gets done. Okay. No, not opening right now.
She just be struggling.
No, baby, we'll play with bubbles when mommy gets done, okay? I'm not opening right now. Go find something else. You got plenty of... No, Miss
She gonna ask me?
Miss K'Shana is not opening up your bubbles.
We're not playing with bubbles right now.
We'll
Thank
play
you.
with bubbles when you get done, baby. Go pick
I'm gonna keep them.
Go pick up baby off the floor. Okay, girl, go ahead.
I just took them.
Yeah, just don't let her see.
She's gonna come back and say mine, and I'm gonna have to give them to her.
No, she got her blocks. You finna dump all the blocks out on the floor. Come on, baby. Blocks.
What are we building? She's so freaking happy, y'all. If y'all could just see this little dance.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, girl, what you were saying now?
I don't know. She's so cute.
You were saying something about, like, substance abuse does kind of coincide with creatives and stuff.
Sometimes it can. So, like, whatever that thing is, whether if you was a chef but you was drinking all day in the kitchen, or you were a painter and you was doing white lines, you was doing lines, or, you know, or maybe...
Hold on, we getting all the blocks out.
Yay!
And they're all out. Okay.
Woo! But if you were like, let's just say you're a musician, but like you didn't perform, you drinking and performing went hand in hand with you. So you have to like relearn how to do the thing without that thing.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
Like we're recording.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean, like we're recording in the morning. Normally we record in the afternoon, but recording.
Girl, it's afternoon.
Yeah, I mean it's still a.m. Normally you're just now calling me being like, girl, I'm just getting up.
Yeah, because
when you was supposed to be over, you're supposed to be over at 11. It's 11:13. You talking about like, girl, I'm just getting up. I'll be over there in a few minutes. A few minutes is an hour. So
no, I'm usually fresh off a workout. Like, no,
I'm just saying, like, normally, like, we're getting started around this time. So, like, and I enjoy a cocktail. So, like, I do. It's no secret. I sip when I'm recording my show or whatever. But that's what I was saying. Like, it's fun though. But I don't have no issue like that.
No.
But yeah, all that to say,
sometimes I can't complete that task without it.
Girl, you know what though?
That's the thing.
This is it's still on topic, but like my mom was getting some work done on her house, and she had this getting a window put in, and it was a certain type. It wasn't your standard cut window, but anyway, a man at our church was skilled. I don't know if he was a carpenter, but he was skilled with that type of work. But he was an alcoholic. So this type of stuff he did, I don't think he really just had like a good job. He might just had like a maintenance job somewhere, if that or whatever. But anyway, like my mama she would like go pick him up because he couldn't drive, wasn't able to drive, and she would pick him up some sauce so he could work. He drank his case of beer as
everybody
he was working.
Knows somebody like, hey, yo, Austin, everybody, hey, go and get such and such Willie Lee.
I ain't gonna lie.
Just get him a case of beer, and he'll fix it for you.
Right.
I've had some people in my life as a child that we already knew, like, oh shoot, we got to get this.
Well, my mother-in-law gave me a bottle of Chardonnay for Mother's Day, and I was just like, oh my God, you know me. No, you like, love me.
You know, that's different. That's a gift. This is like, you know, people who
for everyday activities, for everyday functionality and things. But that was a conversation my boss and I had, and that's just still kind of sitting with me, not like in a bad way, but I just wanted to share that or whatever. Because when you're rebuilding yourself and when you're recovering from something, like you are kind of bringing some old elements to the new you.
You are. So like you with motherhood, and there's a lot of stuff that people can be continuously recovering from. You know, the first kid, having to start a new career,
right,
or you know, going into a completely new career field, or maybe adjusting to a new academic life, or divorce, or death, or
we're all in some state of
different
recovery.
Relationship dynamics, you know, or just, you know, maybe a major surgery, maybe a major illness. You are having to rebuild that new person. You do get to take chunks of the old you with you, but sometimes you don't. So sometimes you're just not able to. It's all about what did I say the other day? You gotta eat the meat, spit out the bones. You better take the good part and build from there. This is beautiful. That's amazing. It looks like the Eiffel Tower. She's trying to.
That's so good, girl.
That's amazing.
Girl, are you gonna be what is it?
Architect?
Yes.
So how about I went to construction camp when I was in high school?
I was going to say construction worker. There's nothing wrong with that, but I meant architect.
We learned about structures and like what like makes bridges work and all kinds of things, and I don't know why I was in there. I was invited and I went. I don't know, anything that was academic. My mom was like, "You finna go." I was like, "It's construction. You're going.
You finna go.
You're going."
And they serving lunch. Get your ass on the bus.
It's down to the college. It's down to the college. You finna go. You're going.
Right.
You'll be. And so I'm just in there like.
But that's cool though.
I mean, it was something. It was an experience.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's not what we talking about.
No. Okay, but so that was part one. The second part is I have made it my mission, and I made a promise with myself and other people that I was going to be transparent about becoming a mother and the things that happened with me in regards to being a mother. That's very nice. K'Shana was showing me her and Zipporah's blocks.
She couldn't get it on there.
Okay. But so with that being said, I made an admission in therapy, and it's something that I had realized for a long time as in like a couple of weeks or different periods within these 20 23 months. But I finally verbally stated to my therapist that have been, not now, but I was stress drinking. And that's when I was saying earlier, like, I don't feel like I have an alcohol issue. I like a cocktail, no secret to that, but I realized that I had been stress drinking. And what made me come to that conclusion was recently, in the past couple weeks, I was feeling the way I was feeling before anxiety medicine, which also I have not taken today. Note to self: take anxiety medicine. But I was feeling the way I was feeling before anxiety medicine, and I was like, why am I feeling this way? Because I'm on anxiety medicine. So these feelings I was having, like, they went away with the anxiety medicine. Of course, a pill cannot solve everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the solution. But I was like, why am I feeling like this? And I realized that I was having a glass of wine, and not even like a heavily poured glass of wine. It could have been just a little bit, because I do like the taste of Chardonnay. Like, I just like it. But I was like, I would have my taste, and sometimes I would pour up some more. And even if I did pour a big glass, like, I may pour a big glass and like take 2-3 sips, set it down, and go to sleep. So there are times I'm wasting liquor too. But the fact that I was pouring it, and I was like, oh, I just need a drink. Oh, I just need this. Like, it just hit me one day that I was like, I'm feeling the way I felt last year during my daughter's first year. Why am I feeling that way? She's moved out of certain phases. I shouldn't have this certain level of stress. Like, what is the deal? And some of that I realize now is from some. I talked to my husband about our partnership with each other. Some of those stressors had to do with that. But anyway, I said something. I went ahead and told my therapist, because I realized this is something that's going on with me, and I realized it's not healthy. One, it's just not healthy. What does alcohol do? Is it kidneys or liver? Which one is it? Both. Okay, well, I ain't trying to die from
y'all. So I work in
alcohol.
I work in the prevention field, and my focus is on okay, I got you, baby. Focuses on the prevention of underage drinking, but there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. It's funny. I was listening to you saying, like, you were pouring. You're like, oh, I need a drink. I need, we learned that
in college
as kids.
Oh,
think about back in the day when you watched cartoons or you're watching a certain thing, like the Jetsons or the Flintstones. I know these are old cartoons, but we're older, and these are some of the things we watched. But that was old
right.
when we was little.
It was old when we were little.
But Fred come home, George come home. They got a martini.
Roseanne.
Dan had it. I'm saying cartoons.
Oh, cartoons. Okay.
Geared for kids.
Oh, okay.
Like, so they come home, they get a martini. Or they get a drink. It's a drink, but it's a drink. Like, the adults knew what it was. We knew what it was. Or they'll be like, "Woo, I need a drink." Or you see something bad happen, and they'll like get this, whatever, and then they'll start hiccuping. They don't put that in cartoons anymore now, because now they know.
Right.
But we received that messaging. And even with the sitcoms and things like that, going into those types of things, if it wasn't Cosby Show or whatever, we would still get that messaging. When you're stressed, what do you get? Liquor.
Right.
If you're sad, food. Like, it's all substances.
But
think about that. Like, oh, well, you're sad, we're gonna take you out for ice cream. Or you won, we're gonna take you out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Or you won, okay, well, we won this big case, we're gonna go out to the bar and get a drink.
Right.
You celebrate with drinks, you get sad with drinks. You
right.
celebrate with food, you get sad with food.
You know what I don't do? I've said this before, that I feel like the Lord has blessed me with the sixth sense, that in some areas I am aware of myself. Now, I have been young and stupid, so I'm not completely aware, but like in situations like this, like I'm able to be aware of myself. So there are times, like, when I am truly saddened or depressed or whatever, I won't drink. And you would think I would, because I do like a drink. So you would think, like, oh, when she's upset, she's probably gonna go get her a bottle. Like, no, because I have something's telling me, like, Erin, you are not right. So you don't need to add anything to this. Your mind needs to be as clear as it can be right now. So don't do it. So when I'm truly bothered and upset about something, I'm not drinking anything. Like, that's when you need to be worried.
That's good that you're able to recognize that in yourself, because everybody can't.
Yeah.
And with the messaging that we've been sent, a lot of the times people just kind of fall into that, and I'm saying, like, they treat with alcohol or food or whatever substances, whatever. It's emotional.
Well, go ahead.
I was just saying it's like emotion based, and it's when you don't have proper coping skills, which is why we say go to therapy. Go to therapy so you can have healthy coping skills. There's nothing wrong with having a drink every now and again.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having some ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not drugs, but
right.
But there's nothing wrong. You want to have a glass of wine. You had a long day. You can do that, but make sure that you're not using whatever that thing is to fix. Because it can't
fill a void. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
Can't.
And
that includes getting on the game when you come in from work. Escapism. That's disassociation. That's not.
You know what?
Or TikTok scrolling, death scrolling.
My Audible and Hoopla. I do like to read, but lately I'm like, I've said when I described the book and I said, it's something good to get lost in. Mm-hmm. There are times I'm like, I just want to get lost in something,
and you can sometimes, but just understand that that's not fixing or treating the problem or whatever the issue actually is. You're still gonna have to process the emotions around that.
With me, with that, like,
once that goes off.
That's kind of how, like, I kind of relax after a day, like in my car, like
decompress.
That's how I don't want to say escape, but I do get lost in my book and stuff like that. I just, that's how, like, I calm myself down at times when I'm wound up, cool. And but like I was saying, I made that confession to my therapist, and I said, this is what is happening. This has been going on for a while, and I did not. I know with some people that are addicts or struggling with with abusing drugs and alcohol.
People who suffer from addiction.
Thank you. I didn't know how to.
It's okay.
People who suffer from addiction. One of the I've heard some of them say that they don't tell anybody because, like, the secret shame of it.
And addiction is lifelong. By the way,
you
are always in recovery.
Yeah, always. So, like, I was like, okay, once again, I'm not addicted, but the fact that I was having an issue and I realized I was stress drinking, I didn't want to tell anybody that because, like, I didn't want to have to stop doing it.
But why would you be telling anybody that?
No, I wouldn't be telling everybody.
Okay.
I didn't want to say to my friend. I didn't want to say to you. I didn't want to say to Larry. I didn't want to say to Monique or to Sharice, like, to a friend.
Girl.
Because, like, I'm like, well, I don't want to have to stop because, like, I like my Chardonnay. Like, I just,
and
that's
you don't have to stop. You just,
but you know what, though?
Had to you recognized it within yourself, but you didn't need to do something about it. And
right.
You did.
And that's what I was telling my therapist, because I was like, I didn't want to stop because I was like, that is what I like to do. I like to I don't drink Cokes and I don't do this. Like, I like to relax and have my glass, and I drink my glass of Chardonnay and I swish it around because I like the taste of it. And I
was gonna say,
I love all that.
I really like the taste of wine too. What I did find that this summer, and I wish they would bring it back, Sonic had some inspired slushies. Like, they had a sangria slush and it was so good, and I was like, yo, like, half the time that I be wanting, like, a daiquiri, it don't have nothing to do with alcohol. I'm a slushy lady.
Oh no! See, I be wanting my buzz.
I don't really necessarily care about that, and I like
a nice little buzz. I've had my drunk as fuck days. I don't need that. I like a nice little buzz.
I mostly only drink, like, socially. Like, it's wine and stuff in my house, but I rarely ever, like, just drink. Which is why it don't take much. Why I be over here like it don't take nothing. K'Shana, she used to drink a lot more, which was not like an issue or anything like that. But I don't look for that. I like the way it tastes. Certain things. But anyway, like I was saying, they had that sangria slushy, and it was so good. And come to find out, there's, like, in the same way they have non-alcoholic beer, they also have non-alcohol wine. If you just like the taste of wine. So I was going to suggest, I mean, it's in the past now, but to anybody else that's listening who might see some things in themselves and think that they're, like, borderline maybe using alcohol as a poor coping skill, because that's what it is. It's not a good coping skill, any substance. Maybe try one of those things out, and you're gonna know if you're drinking that wine because it tastes good, because it does, or if you're drinking that wine for the alcohol. You're gonna know once you start doing that,
the non-alcoholic stuff.
And sometimes it's the ritual of it. It's not even just the substance. It's like, okay, like especially if you're making like a nice scotch or whatever, or a martini. Sometimes it's going through the motions, the ritual of making those things make you a mocktail.
Well, see, this is the thing, because I'm not a mocktail person, because I'm like, if I'm gonna have a sangria, and that brandy need to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm not playing with myself.
I like a mocktail because I like stuff that tastes good.
We'll see. We'll see with me, like, and I said this in therapy. I said what I was gonna start doing is going back to drinking my hot tea at night, because I was like, well, maybe it's the drinking of something that'll to help me out with that. And so we talked about that, but she was saying, like, even if it's not she's like, it's good, you're gonna switch to your green tea or whatever. And then I said, like, because sometimes I do want,
girl, green tea gonna wake you up if you drink that at night.
Like the decaffeinated ones.
Oh, okay.
No, the decaffeinated green teas and stuff.
I was gonna say, woo.
Yeah, but like my ginger tea and the decaffeinated green and stuff like that. With a squeeze of lemon in it. But and I said, if I just want something, because like I said, I do like the taste of it, and sometimes I just want a little something at the end of the night. Like they have the tall shot glasses. Like I've done that before, just like pour myself like a tall shot glass of wine and just kind of like sip that, or just like took that to the head before I went to bed, because I just wanted something. But like I said, I'll just do that if I feel like I just want something. But and she was like, if it's not the whole ritual aspect of it, she was like, just I took notes. I take my computer into therapy and I take notes. But she was just kind of like, so I can't find them. But she was just like, replace some of start just like replacing with like small things. Your and it'll turn into something. I can't remember. I'm not going to even go further with that, because I can't remember exactly what she was saying. And it's not gonna come out right, but anyway, like after that, like the next week, I told her, like I really didn't even have a drink that week. Now when the weekend came, I did have my wine and things like that. I wasn't drinking as much on the weekend, because I found myself binging on the weekend during this time period. But I wasn't binging. Like I was having my normal.
Binging? Are you truly binging? Because binging is like a specific thing.
Well, my binging for me, like I was drinking more than I had before on the weekends. Like I'm gonna get a drink on the weekend. Like that ain't it. I pick up Zippy. I go through the drive-through liquor store, get my bottle of Chardonnay for the weekend.
Because don't say binging if you're not binging. Hey, cut real quick. Don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that.
What should I say?
Don't say binging.
Okay.
You're not binging. Cut that out.
Okay, I'll cut it out.
Because that right there,
that's a trigger.
It could cost you your
that's
job.
What I mean. Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Because binge drinking is a whole different thing.
Okay, so yes, baby.
You just say drinking more than usual.
Yes,
cut that part out.
Oh, girl, you put all your blocks in your box. Cool. So during that time period, like I found myself on the weekends drinking more than I normally had, and so I wasn't doing that anymore, and I didn't drink during the week. And there were times I was like, you got a craving for something, but I was like, do I have a craving for it, or am I just really trying to just like, numb out because I feel stressed or whatever? But I abstained. I didn't do anything, just to see what was going on with me, and it was just like a regular craving, and it went away or whatever. And so I was telling her that, and she was like, well, maybe like with you saying it out loud, getting it out your head, that brought some life to it, and you were able to, like address what was going on, or you were able to stop. And because it did kind of happen hand in hand, at the same time. But I also had that conversation with my husband about some things around that time period too, and so everything kind of happened within that time frame. And so like I'm not doing the stress drinking anymore, and I'm doing my regular normal amounts of wine that I would do on the weekend, which isn't like a lot, but but all that to say, I just went all the way around this world to say this is that I said I was going to be transparent with people when they asked me how is mommy, how's being a mommy, how's being a wife, How is life? How is this? And I said I was going to be honest with people, not just tell you all I am telling you my business, but not just like dropping stuff on you, but I'm just going to be real about some things. Like, I was stressed at times, and there was a point in time after I had stopped when Zipporah stopped taking breast milk, and I had started like sipping every now and then. Like, I was stressed, and one time I said to myself, "Oh my God, I just want to numb out," and I stopped myself at that moment because I said, "That's what addicts say," and I was like, "Something's up with me."
Erin,
what?
Stop saying that. Your language around addiction is gonna get us in trouble. With it, don't say like that's what addicts say. Erin, you gonna get us in trouble.
What am I supposed to say?
People who suffer from addiction.
Oh, okay.
Where we work, Erin.
Okay, I just got there.
I know.
Okay,
Oh God,
so let me start that over. Let me start it. So there was a point in time after Zipporah stopped taking breast milk, and I had started sipping again, and I was just becoming overwhelmed and stressed once again. I said I didn't know I was suffering with anxiety and depression and things, and
it's okay. Just
now that I look back, my husband was not being the type of partner I needed at the time, but I remember being like, oh God, I just really want to numb out, but like I wouldn't do it because like I have my baby, so I wouldn't let myself drink a lot, but I wanted to just so I could just forget the day. And I was like, well, that's something that you hear people who suffer with addiction say, things like they wanted to escape or they wanted to be numb. They didn't want to feel whatever they were feeling. And so when I said that in the kitchen one day, like, oh, I just want to numb, I stopped and I set down my whatever I was getting ready to pour, and I was like, something's up. But that was so early. Like, Zipporah stopped breast milk at six months. So that was so early that I didn't realize before I even went to the doctor and discovered I was suffering. But so I tried to just do some coping on my own, not with alcohol or anything like that, but I knew something was wrong. So I was trying to do meditation and shit, and it wasn't working. But that's because I had other stuff going on with me that I didn't know. But I just knew something was up. And so when I started feeling that again this time, I was like, let me say something. Let me talk to somebody. I'm in therapy now. This is why I take it to therapy. And with even me just saying it out loud, I felt better. And I haven't been like that since then. But I just made a promise. I'm about to get emotional. I just made a promise that I was going to be upfront with people about life. Because like you can get lost in like thinking, you could just get lost, and you could always think like the grass is greener, but like this shit is real. Life is real, and I love being a mother, I love being a wife, but this shit is hard at times. And if you don't have a good support system, like I got K'Shana, I got Lakeisha, I got Monique, I got Sharice, I have that stuff, plus my husband's insurance to go to therapy and this and that. But if you don't have that, it's gonna be harder for you to get through. And I just want to make that clear to people that we all are recovering from something. We're all going through something, and speak up and speak out. Don't be scared. Somebody's probably gonna judge me right now and be like, oh, she be drunk all the time and she got a baby. No, I'm not. But fuck whatever you talking about, because I'm getting myself healthy. I'm being real about the fucking situation. I'm being real about what's going on with me, and I'm getting help. That's it. What I need to change. A lot?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I told you strongly, just think about if you're okay with this.
Okay, well, what?
Coming out.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Because the way that you're saying it is like I know you don't have a problem, but the way you're saying it sounds like you have a problem. And you just have, when you go back and listen to it, you make sure you're okay. If we need to do something else, we can do that. If you're not okay with it when you go back and listen to it.
I feel like I'll be okay. Because I've been going back and forth about talking about it.
Okay.
And I know like I just say things, so I know it's going to come out bad. But that's one reason why I kept being like, I know I don't have a problem, but this is what I was feeling. But I was also saying, like, I feel like I have a sixth sense to where I can see things, and this is the type of things that these people do. Like, that's why I was saying that over and over
If you come to a different decision or something, that's cool. Just let me know if we need to redo something. That's all I'm saying when you listen. If you're comfortable, then cool.
But you know what? Let me say this, though. So as far as having a problem, because I know this may seem like, if you don't know me, you probably will be like, Erin got a problem. I do have a problem. It's not alcohol. It's life. I was stress drinking. I was stressed tremendously about some things. And so, giraffe. Yes, it's a giraffe. I was stressed, and that was the problem. And so those stressors have been identified, and they have been discussed.
And you have developed better coping skills?
Yes,
coping skills.
Better coping skills from them. And like I said, like once I said it out loud, you know, I was able to deal with it. And I talked to my husband about some things that was stressing me. Passy. Okay. And I have your passy right here. I've talked to my friends about some things that were stressing me and stuff like that. So I'm handling the problem, and I'm getting back to like a healthier Erin or whatever. But I just want to make that clear because y'all don't know me. You feel like you know me, but you don't. And with me being transparent, I know that like criticism, judgments can come, but like I'm handling the things that are stressing me so that I can remain healthy for myself.
This may actually help somebody. I think one thing I do want to say is that kind of we had an episode maybe like 5-6 episodes ago. We were talking about noticing the small signs of depression within yourself. You also need to notice when you're doing extra stuff that you don't normally do when it comes to like drinking or any other substances that you may be legally partaking in.
Or bags of Ruffles chips.
Yeah.
I was inhaling Ruffles chips, and I was like, why am I inhaling Ruffles chips?
That's a substance too, and people don't think about that. So especially if you suffer from any kind of disordered eating, whether that's binging and purging or just binging or anorexia, like just abstaining from food, and those can also be triggered by certain stressors as well. All of those things are unhealthy coping skills that can again put your health in jeopardy. Whether it's that, food is also a substance. You can also have food addiction. You can, like, a lot of people don't think about that, which is why I mentioned it when it came to the messaging around alcohol for us as kids, and the same thing around food for us as kids. You know, but anyway, what I'm saying is that pay attention to yourself. We've been saying that for quite a while. Like I said,
it's probably going to be a reoccurring thing with us.
Yeah, and it definitely is, because it's a message that definitely needs to keep being said. We need reminding of that. Shoot, everybody needs to be reminded of that. Like I was saying, you are your first line of defense. When I was saying earlier about sticking up for yourself, and same thing comes to this. You're your first line of defense. You're probably going to notice, like sometimes people notice things that are going on with you first, but you got to pay attention to yourself, because a lot of people don't know your baseline of alcohol consumption or Ruffle consumption or whatever, but you know. So if you are on top of you and like paying attention to what it is that you're doing, paying close attention to you, what you're doing and how you're feeling and how they may correlate, you'll be able to catch things a little faster and talk those things out with your mental health professional. Yeah. Go to therapy. Please go to therapy. If you are a Black person, period, you need to be in therapy. Everybody needs to be in therapy. I'm not saying only Black people need to go to therapy, but I'm saying if you Black, that's enough of a reason. Go to therapy. That's it. Oh, you get in. That's it. Like, you know, that's enough. Not to mention any of the other layers that you may have from like childhood and any other traumatic things. We live a life of trauma. There's a lot of things that we are near trauma or traumatic things have happened to us. I don't care if you are rich, lower socioeconomic, middle class, whatever. Stuff happens because it's life. There's a lot of transitions. We have all lost some people that are very important to us. That go to therapy. But when you notice those things, please talk that out with your mental health professional, your therapist, counselor, whoever it is that you may see. And if you choose not to do that, and you do want to take more of the faith-based route, and you do use your pastor or reverend as counsel, talk that out with them. And if you don't feel a safe space with that person, then you may need to seek alternatives and go to a actual mental health professional. I recommend that anyway. I'm not saying like don't talk to your pastor. I'm saying you could talk to them both, but still just get in therapy. That's what they're for. They went to school for it. A lot of training. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And then, you know, you can go to a therapist, and if it's not a good fit, go to another one. It's okay. It's like dating. It's okay. They're not going to be mad at you, I promise. Like, just, going to
my therapist did tell me, she was like, it's my job to meet you where you are at. Because this was when I was telling her about the comment I made about I'm not a white woman, I don't have time to cry. And I was just telling her like all the different feelings I had about that, and I was like, this was the first time I was kind of like, well, maybe I should have a black therapist, and she was like, look, it's my job to meet you where you're at. So just also think about that. Like they're not supposed to judge you.
There's no judges.
There's none of that. So
if you see that, then you need to move around.
Right. But she was like, don't worry about what you say to me. Like I'm here to listen to all of this. She was like, I'm going to meet you where you are. But something you said about K'Shana, which we've been talking about the whole time, about picking up on the small things. Do you remember like the whole Ruffles chip thing? Like that's real. But like I text her and Vitus one day and I said, y'all, I have a problem. I went to the store and bought 2 bags of the Ruffles queso. Ooh, they so good. And I bought a Diet Coke. I don't drink those, but I wanted some caffeine. And I bought like the big pack of peanut M&Ms. I'm a snacker. Like I like to eat all that stuff. I just don't, because I've always been like, watching what I ate and weight and stuff like that or whatever. Yeah, it's nap time. But but I said, y'all, this is not right. Like something's up with me. Look at all this junk I just bought.
Yeah, this is different. This is off of my norm.
All the junk. I'm not even on my period or
I was just
like
about to
that.
say it's like, off my norm. I'm not even like, it's not a period. What is going on?
And there were times
because
I was
using
eating like
this to cope from stress, because it provides you those foods like that. They give you a boost of dopamine.
I was eating 2-3 bags of Ruffles chips. Like I don't eat
because it gives you dopamine,
and they good though. But I mean, like I was
they
like,
good, and they make your brain tingle because it feels good.
And also this something else, and I haven't identified whatever it is. Like
you got caffeine, you got sugar, and you got carbs, which are also sugar. Those all make you feel good for a second.
Yeah,
anyway.
But like, okay, so if you watch on YouTube, you see me playing with my mouth a lot. This is not something I normally do. I have been rubbing my tongue up against my tooth to the point to where, and I gotta get some dental work done, like it's a little chip or something, so it's kind of pointy, but I have been rubbing it to the extent where I have ripped up my tongue. Like, and this is K'Shana.
That could be a side effect of your anxiety medication too. You need to speak with your medical provider.
But I even said like, but I do need to get dental work done, and I always gravitate to this side of my mouth with this particular tooth, and then also like something's up with it, so you can't help but pick at it. Then you pick at it, and then there's a sore. Then you pick at the sore. It's like that type of thing. And so I've said to my husband, like, it's to the point to where I was wearing, the mouth guards you wear at night for when you grind your teeth. I bought one at Walmart, and I was wearing that during the day. Because I was like, something's up with me. I keep shredding my tooth. But even still, like, I could tell that's not normal for me. Even though, like, I got a sore and I keep picking at it. Like,
you need to talk to your medical professional about that.
Okay, I will. But I was like, something's up with me.
Because it could very well be something different.
Like,
but you do.
But still, I'm just
pay
aware
attention to yourself,
so
you know who to talk to about these things, and that you do, so you can even, like you said, realize something is going on. All of that. Pay attention to yourself. It could save your life. It can save your mental health.
And also, like, y'all, I just want to say, like, we always tell y'all to write into us, but like, we have a good support system with each other. But like, if there is something you want to just get off your chest and you just want to say it and not tell nobody because you don't really know what's like,
we won't say your name.
Like, and we won't. And you know what? If you don't want it read, we won't read it. But if you just want to say, I just need to get this off my chest to somebody, email us, y'all. Like, because
we're gonna give you a fake name.
Yeah,
Taquasia, your secret is safe with us.
Right. If you just, and like I said, also if you just want to share, like if you just want to do what I did in therapy and was just like, this is what's going on with me, and I said it and it went away in a sense after some work, like that's fine. Like you can do that, because I don't want you to feel like you're alone.
Nobody's alone. And again, I keep bringing up TikTok a lot. TikTok will show you're not alone, even to the smallest niche thing that you thought was only you. It's not only you, just so you know. Whatever the thing is, it's not just you.
We'll play bubbles after nap time.
Like, it's not. Just trust.
After nap time. okay. That's all I have for the topic. K'Shana, do you have anything else you want to say in regards to what I was bringing about today?
Pay attention to yourself. You are wonderful. Whatever it is, you're amazing. The things that are going on with you have no effect, do not reflect on your value as a person. Right. Again, the way people treat you, taking it back to the whole letting people know not to play with you type deal. The way people treat you is not always a reflection on your value as a person. What you can do for people, especially if they treating you funny because you have denied them a certain access to you, or you're no longer providing a certain service to them, and now they want to be funny, that does not mean you are worthless. That means that they're a shitty person. All right? And they were never your friend. And they were only around for the things that they could get or utilize or whatever. You are valued. Pay attention to you. You are your first line of defense against everything. You know, it's you. We grown now. It's you.
Yep.
So pay attention to you. You're important. You need to be paid attention to. So, yeah, I think that's all I got to say.
Okay. I do have I guess bulletins. I was scrolling through the socials and I saw where Grambling State University has announced their 2022-23 Miss Grambling.
Yes, she's beautiful.
Her name is Kelly Joanne Catrice Copes. She was crowned on September 15th. I don't know her, but she is beautiful. Her court is beautiful. We're using my phone to do video. Can you pull up Grambling on their Facebook?
Okay.
Or their social? Her girl, the cape they put on her, the long train, I mean not cape.
Yeah, with the G?
Yes, with the Grambling G on it. Beautiful. Like, I don't know nothing about her, but I was just like, yes, bitch. Yes, you and the court, honey. You and all your girls. Fabulous, okay?
She's gorgeous.
Let's
shout out to your fellow dimple haver, because she has Erin dimple.
She does. She got that one strong dimple.
I was like, I always want to Erin people.
But yeah, go to Grambling State University. Go to their socials and check out Kelly Joanne Catrice Cope. She's beautiful. And I've never just paid. I mean, like, I went to ULM. I never really paid attention to, like, you know, all the stuff at other schools and stuff. For whatever reason, I was scrolling and I just stopped and I was like, gone, girl. Yes. Love to see it. It was something else.
They had rotating thrones. Baby.
Oh, look at the presentation. Let me tell you something about black people.
The production.
Black people know how to put on a show, y'all.
Come on. There's pyrotechnics.
Grambling. It looked like the stage of the BET Awards, girl.
Come on. You better come on stage, set designer.
I love this. Look at that. Look at them little girls. Oh, that crown is bomb.
Y'all, we're looking to see little black girls
the video
like
on their
royalty. It's beautiful.
On their Facebook. Girl, do you see this? She looks like better than Miss America. Do you see this
Let me tell you something. If you have a daughter, if you are black and you have a daughter, if you have a daughter, period.
Amazed.
She's knocked out. But if you have a daughter, go ahead and go to Grambling's Facebook or their website and y'all watch that video together because they need to see that. I'm just saying.
People know how to show out.
They need to see it. It's wonderful.
Gorgeous.
Oh my glob. Anyway,
it was something else. I saved it on my Instagram, but
here's the train you were talking about, like the cape thing.
Yeah,
you're talking about.
It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, so y'all just go to their Instagram or go to
their Facebook
page.
Girl, the girls are all in red. She got on her white.
Just beautiful,
just bomb.
Just beautiful, just chef's kiss. Yes. Love to freaking see it. Every time.
Baby, black people show all the way. And look at the President Gallo up there on stage too.
I love us. Let me tell y'all something. I love us. Shit. I love us. No Monique. Like, I love us for real. No Monique. Like, I love black people. I love to see it. Walking down the street and you see like a beautiful black person, I'm just like, way to freaking go, man. Look at the way the sun like just hits. Like, just what? You better be great, girl. You better be great. Look at them braids. Those are amazing. And I'm going to tell you every single time. I'm going to tell you every time.
Yes. Popping their heads up. I'm off
every time. I'm going to gas you up every time. You call me Circle K. I'm every time.
All the time.
76. Sitco. Every time. Racetrack. Nah, they cheap. Don't do racetrack. But like, you know, I'm just saying every time. You see it, you see something, say something in a good way. Mm-hmm. Let them know you look amazing. You're doing that. You're doing great things. Guess what? I don't care if it's something as simple as, let me tell you something about the attention you paid to your eyebrows today, girl. They're immaculate. On point. And I respect it. I just want to acknowledge the work and the effort. I'm acknowledging it. Sir, you line that beard up? You see that? Did you use a protractor? It's amazing. It's amazing. Way to be moisturized. Okay. Love to see it. Mm-hmm. Like, and that has nothing to do with, none of this has anything to do with attraction or anything. It's just the acknowledgement of excellence. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. It's awesome.
You saw that?
I saw somebody cut the umbilical cord when they asked them not to do it, and the nurses did it anyway, even though they heard her. I would punch one of them in the fucking face. I'm sorry. I see this wide. See, What?
Okay, so I just sent K'Shana this video that I saw earlier, and this may or may not be old by the time this comes out because of how we record and publish. But it's a story. It's on Hollywood Unlocked Instagram, and it's this woman. She mows down her boyfriend in her minivan outside of a grocery store. And beating his ass. Like, she not just bumped into him, she ran his ass
yeeted that dude.
He at the time he was injured but survived, but she ended up killing a bystander. Yeah, but she dropped him off at the grocery store, and when he was in the store, she went through his phone, saw that he was texting. They don't say who he was texting to because the story cut off. But I was reading comments, and somebody said his sister. That ain't the point. The point I'm making is, yes, this woman.
I thought this was behind a kid. My bad.
Well, this is my thing. We don't know this woman. We don't know if she was mentally stable at one point and isn't now. We don't know if she's always been off her rocker. We don't know who she was texting, who he was texting and whatnot. I just want to say this. Sometimes it's not always the dick that make a woman crazy. It be the shit that who they would be saying, what they be lying, when they be lying and manipulating, that will turn you into a crazy ass motherfucker to where you want to mow somebody down in the street. Now, I'm not giving her a pass. I'm just saying, I saw this and people like, oh, she crazy, this and that. It ain't. Yes, she may be, but people are quick to say your average woman is crazy. Well, is she crazy, or is it the fact that you didn't stop here and lied to her and manipulated her and told her all this shit, and now she off, and now she is crazy.
Gaslit.
And that's why I said all them words, because I didn't want to mess up.
I know, and then they always say crazy, but crazy is not like a thing. Like, what's the diagnosis? Like, I know we can't diagnose people, but like, what is like what's crazy? Like, what does that mean? Right. Like, what do you mean by crazy? Like, refusing to believe lies, or like what? No, like, don't say crazy. Mm-hmm. Not you. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, what is crazy? So what is that? That's so general. So, like, define that.
Penis can make a woman crazy, but it's usually the penis in conjunction with
the person that's connected to it.
Right.
It's the person that's connected to it.
When you're young, you can go crazy behind some dick.
Because, again, like, that's not a pass. She killed somebody. Mm-hmm. And I thought, because it says Ohio mother faces life for plowing ban into boyfriend after discovering his disturbing text. I immediately assumed
had to do with children.
Because yes, I was like, oh, he touched that little girl,
right,
or boy,
because little boys are not safe.
Children are not safe unless they're around. People safe think it's adults.
Protect your little girls. No,
you got to protect all boys children
as well.
All children.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then when these kids tell you stuff, your first instinct, I would rather apologize to an adult than to scar a child by not listening to them tell me something.
Okay.
I'll be wrong. That's fine. I'm like, my bad. That's fine. But if I don't believe this kid, they're never going to recover from that.
What am I supposed to do?
They're not going to trust me, and they're not going to trust any adult.
Right.
And then because I'm a woman, they're probably not going to trust women for the rest of their life. So like it's a good chance. That might not always happen, but anyway, listen to your fucking kids, and listen to the kids that are in your life. Period. Even if they're not yours. But I thought I immediately assume, just based on that gaping headline, that gripping headline, Jesus, that it had something to do with that. And I was just like, well, shoot, that's, and then, but it didn't say anybody got killed. Once I found out it was about cheating. Yeah. And you killed an innocent person, and I'm sure it doesn't matter. That wasn't the intent, but it doesn't matter. Somebody is gone.
And regardless, you floored it. Like,
when I say floored, like, y'all, I'm looking at the video.
She plowed into this man, hit an innocent bystander, and then she got out the car and jumped on her boyfriend after she plowed him down.
And beat him. Yes, she plowed him and somebody else down. Yeah. And they're out of here now.
But I was just going through the comments, and I saw something about the girl being crazy, and I saw some other comments, like it's not just, it's just with that, it's not always the penis. It's the amount of time and energy and effort that I done put into this bullshit ass relationship. It's all the lies you've been telling me. It's the kids I done had, even though I blurred the lines too. It's the kids I done had. It's all this other shit. And you know what? Like, I went crazy one time I was in a relationship. He wasn't. But I said I was but I did go crazy because of the blatant lies. And like you said before, I didn't have the verbiage to say or to identify exactly what it was. Yeah.
You didn't have
I didn't have that. But like, I knew something was off and someone right, I just didn't know. And I'm asking you, like, yo, this are you in? No, I don't know.
Stop fucking playing with me. That's the quickest way. You didn't even have to do all that,
but I did. I felt myself going crazy in my head, and I said, after that shit, I said, if I ever get to the point to where I'm acting like this again, having these thoughts again, I'm out the relationship. I'm out of it. I'm out the marriage. If Larry doing some shit, and I find myself going crazy to where I'm over here on some Jill Scott shit, where I'm ducking behind cars in flats,
shout out way down low. With flats on.
I am out.
I was never supposed to be this chick.
No.
Ooh, Jill. Oh, shit. Let me tell you something. If you ain't never been out at night in the dead of dark, either you by yourself or with your best friend looking for a nigga, let me tell you something. As a young lady, Lord, because we do not stop. No. Hell no.
I literally went from being concerned to being pissed the fuck off.
It be
at the stroke of midnight. At the stroke of midnight, at 11:59. Oh my God.
That second click, it's that click. And you like, oh no.
Where's this motherfucker at? I'm getting in the car and I don't even know where to look at for his ass. Okay, I'm just driving streets, driving around campus, just driving in our neighborhoods, just driving up and down 165. Nigga was in Ruston, passed out drunk on his friend's couch, which is believable because I know this friend, but still. But I went from being concerned.
If you ain't never went into a restaurant for your friend because y'all found it because he didn't realize Find My iPhone was on his phone, and then you found him down to the Cheddars, and then she couldn't go in, but she asked you to go in and see what he was, and then like you recorded it so you could see the chick that he was with, and then you brought it back out like, yeah, girl, I'm sorry, he was in there with a chick. Here go the video. I walked by. This what it is. If you ain't never been, look, let me tell you something. The shit that we used to deal with as young ladies.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. If you gotta do that,
you know what?
But you didn't have enough sense back then to know that if you have to do all of that, then you should not be there.
Right.
We weren't thinking in that way.
And I mean, there were times. I know for me, I definitely had that squint. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and take what you say.
But I'm gonna catalog that because you're gonna lie, and it's not gonna make sense later.
Definitely, would you being passed out drunk? Okay, I'm gonna take what you say, and we're gonna move forward,
and we're gonna catalog it.
But you bring your motherfucking ass back home.
Because if I hear something about June 13th,
pick me up.
If I hear something about June 13th, and that was the day, because you said it was June 13th, right? Because you had went to sleep and you had this, and what y'all had to drink, you said that. No, you didn't, because you don't even like Jaeger like that. Let me tell you something. So that don't even make sense.
Let me tell you something. I went through the Foot Locker, okay? Through the Foot Locker, and I was looking for something else. I came across a photo from an event over probably like 10, 15 some years ago, I don't know, and I said, hey, what's this shit about? Because I remember this night and I was not there because you low-key didn't want me around, but now I come across this photo, you and some other bitch. This is the reason why you didn't want me to go with you 15 years ago. This why it? Oh no see that's so-and-so sister. Well, bitch, why you got it here? Why is it here? We have moved 3 times and this has moved each time in the Foot Locker. See, it's pictures of, see, that's me and you met her. That's my classmate. You remember her? I know her. I ain't worried about her. I know her and her husband. I'm worried about this bitch. This why you ain't want me to go? That's why I broke up with your ass. Anyway.
And it's like, and they
but you gotta keep it.
But like they think like then we'll get called crazy, quote unquote. Well, we're not crazy. Like that was such and such ago or whatever.
That was so many years ago.
That may have been such and such ago, but it's new news to me.
Oh, bitch.
It's like it's today. It's today for me. So you're gonna get a today reaction from me
on some old stuff,
on some shit it's new to me. It's old to you because you've been knowing this because you was there
shit all the time.
Like,
girl, Larry be forgetting stuff he told me back then because he'll tell me a story of his young days and I'll be like, now this nigga's inside here and told me this. He told me back then that it was X, Y, and Z. Oh, his ass was lying. He was fucking that bitch. Okay, I knew your ass was lying. But anyway, go ahead with your story. I ain't finna call you out because I want you to finish your story. I'm just gonna hold on to it. Let me see you speaking to that bitch at homecoming.
Head tilt. Look, I'm just saying, y'all are not
Why
crazy.
Are we like this?
Why the fuck are we not? Because
oh, so your ass was lying. Okay, and I told him that one time. I was like, oh, you told me this. You was lying. Finish your story. Oh no, you were lying. Go ahead.
Like,
finish your story.
So that
finish
was a lie.
Okay.
So
finish your story. It's
and
funny.
we've all been through it, you know. And sometimes, real talk, it's us too. Just being real. Let's not play. Cause let's not play. If you haven't been out and you genuinely were with your friend or something, and it's 5, it's 6, it's 7, it's 8, and y'all did go to somebody else's house, but you weren't involved in the activities. You were just the one driving, but she got business to take care of, so she handling her business. She's attending to business matters and things and whatnot. Business is being taken care of. Meanwhile, really low key, you ready to go, but you are a good friend,
right?
So you just like,
I was in the car by
you. It's 8, it's 9, and then your phone mess around and die. And you ain't got no charge, and you see the sun coming up, and you like, I am in trouble, but you cannot tell what happened. You can't say I had a situation like that.
I can tell,
but you can't
very
say,
detailed.
You cannot say no. It's not
detailed in general at the same time.
Yeah, it is not detailed.
It's general, but it's enough detail to know that it's
general. That happened, and I kept that.
Yes,
I kept that because I am a friend. I kept it to this day. But I mean, clearly not. I mean, but nobody knows.
Right.
If they listen, they're gonna know it's them. But like, yeah, I kept that, and I got in so much freaking trouble. Sometimes there are things that you are out. You are adjacent to fuckery. You're not participating in the fuckery. You're not
right there. You can't.
Yeah, you're not a part of the bullshit, but you just adjacent. You an accessory to it,
right?
And you can't say
you got a little manure on your feet.
Yeah, you can't. You can participate, but you can't tell your part. Like, hey, okay, so this really, because either one, they gonna tell they person. Or 2, they gonna be like, hell no, you can't hang out with that person no more, even though you didn't participate, but that's your friend, and you don't want to. Or 3, like, they're just gonna be looking at them sideways. Yep. For the duration of y'all's friendship and relationship. And I don't need that. Like, I don't need that, and you don't need to know all my friends' business like that. Exactly. Because I don't need your judges.
I don't need it.
Because ain't nobody talking about your hoe ass friends.
Okay.
Let's not go there.
Everybody doing dirt. We have all done dirt. We've all had a hoe phase or a version of a hoe phase. I said a version of a hoe phase. Okay. Everybody has had their version of some dirt in hoe phase. Okay, I'm gonna say that
everybody has done something. Yes, like we talking about, but sometimes it was also us not telling whole truths. Or whatever. But just remember, if you cannot tell a person the whole truth, you did not need to be there, or you don't need to be there. If there's something that you cannot tell your CEO or your partner or whatever it is you call them, you just don't participate. You need to be like, you go ahead and do the front hair rub. Nah, shoot, I gotta go on back to the house. You better go ahead. I don't care what you gotta do. You better lie. Blame it on me.
I know. I told Larry because he'll like I've always been like this. Like, do what you do. I don't care. I've never want to be like, you can't hang out with your friends. Like,
but if you can't tell me about it, if you can't tell me about it, then you shouldn't have been doing it.
If the plan changes,
yeah.
If the plan changes, let me know.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, because then it feel like a lie.
I need to know.
It feel like shade,
and I need to see effort. Because I fall asleep and I sleep hard. You can put a firecracker in my nose, I'm still gonna be asleep. Okay, I sleep hard. So when I wake up at 2:00 in the morning and you're not in the bed. And I look at my phone, I need to see missed calls, plural. And I need to see text messages.
Not just missed calls. Don't, with no voicemails. No, because I don't want to hear, well, I tried to tell you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You could have texted. I don't need to see it. You could have left a voicemail.
I don't need to see 12:11 call, 12:11 call, 12:11 call, and then I see a 12:13 call. I need to see that you called at 12:11. I need to see that you tried back at like 12:15. I need to see that you tried back at 1 o'clock. I need to see effort.
And put whatever the message is, you could, the same way you call, you could have left a voicemail. The same way you call, all that you could have also text.
I said, because I know I said that one time, like I had felt, he told me something. First of all, Larry, you already know that when I'm knocked out sleep, and then I appear to have woken up and I have conversations with you, just know I am still asleep.
And they know that. They know that. In the same way we know that. So again, because
I told you I was doing this. No, the fuck you didn't. You was awake. We had a whole conversation.
But we did that. We do that too though.
Which is why I text. Which is why I call. Like, I get up and I go running at odd hours of the day and night. Random time. Today I'm getting up at 3. Tomorrow I might get up at midnight, go run. And the next day I might get up at 8 o'clock and go run. I just do random odd shit like that. So I'm going to shake your foot if you sleep. I'm going to put my light in your face. I'm going to text you as well to say I'm out the house. Like, I do all that shit. You know
it could be done. Like, efforts can be made. Like, when are we getting too rambunctious?
No, absolutely not. She just repositioned.
But like if plans change, especially if it involves you not coming home or not coming home in a decent amount of time, because we're all grown. We don't have curfew, so I'm not gonna put a curfew on you. It's not that. It's just being respectful and being mindful. So I'm not either up worried about you or whatever, or I'm not waking up and like there's empty spot and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm finna stab somebody because what the fuck? No, that's not the first reaction. The first reaction is like, oh my fucking God, are they okay? Are they okay? And then you like, they're probably all right. Once you figure out they're actually okay, then you like, I'm gonna stab somebody or something.
I know Larry said he woke up,
and I don't mean that for real. Like, don't stab people. That's not what I'm saying.
I know because I'll be up at random times of the night and day, doing various work and this and that or whatever. And so he said he woke up and I might have been cleaning up or something. It might have been like 2 a.m, something like that. But like I was cleaning up or probably doing some crap podcast or I don't know, folding baby's Zipporah's clothes, something. But he did not see me in the bed, and I might have been in the bathroom or something. But like he told me like when he realized where I was, or he was like, oh, I didn't even see you was in the bathroom, whatever. And I was like, he was like, I was getting ready to text you and tell you to stay wherever you at. And I was like, really?
Cause we gonna show us in that. But
exactly. You know what? I ain't even gonna say shit to your ass because you know where you at. You know where you supposed to be. You know what time it is. So I'm not even about to waste my breath.
It's like just so you know, I'm putting the top lock on at 3. So I'm putting the chain on the door
because you know why we're having this conversation.
But like I think just communicate anything that's gonna be like off the norm or like strict. Like really deviates, that's an outlier. Oh my God!
And like certain time periods,
that's like an outlier from what you normally do. If you leave the house at 7, I'm not trying to wake up and it's 4:30 and you're gone, and with no explanation.
Exactly.
Or
change. Like, just text me. Hey, we're going up here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't care if we're gonna go to the strip club. Go. I don't care. Just tell me. Know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of chick. Like you can go hang out with your friends. Go. Just let me know. And like now, it's homecoming season, so I already know like if he's going to be
buku parties.
Yeah, it's homecoming, so like I already know like it's a slight chance that he may come in the house at 2-3 in the morning from hanging out with his brother.
But he's like
but it's homecoming. Yeah, it's homecoming. This ain't all the time. But like, you know, stuff like, even still, just send me a text. Like, hey, I'm gonna see it later, but just text.
Don't let me assume.
I already know you probably gonna be coming in late, but then again, you hanging out in Bastrop, so you probably gonna be in at 9:00 because niggas is tripping out in Bastrop. But you know, but still,
shoot.
Let me know. Anyway,
just open communication and just consideration on both ends, because again, we can do things and stuff, and sometimes time gets away from us as well, and sometimes it's innocent or whatever.
That's why I started emailing Larry.
Just try to have open communication. That's all, you know, and be considerate of the other person, because if you leave it to me to assume where it is that you are or what's something that's happening, I have anxiety and it likes to make up stories, and those stories are never good. That's not it's not good. Don't leave room for me to like assume anything, because it's gonna be wrong.
And I don't like I don't assume anything anymore.
It's gonna be wrong. My brain just does it, and I'm like, that's not even real. Like, that's probably not even what's happening, but it automatically does it. You get your feelings hurt assuming stuff. That's what our brain does, though. Like, in general, the human brain, it fills in gaps. That's why.
And I stop myself, because I'm not about to hurt myself.
Like, I mean, you can do that.
Hurt my feelings, or
you can redirect, but it's happening. In order to redirect something, it has to have actually happened. Yeah. Like, it's what it does. Like, even like you see those little posts on Facebook where there's like certain letters missing or out of order, but you can still read it immediately, because that's how our brain works. It fills in gaps.
Oops, my bad.
No, it's okay. In order to you know, it's a survival thing for us to recognize patterns visually and like social whatever, and adapt and fill in gaps. We're supposed to do that, but sometimes, you know, with anxiety, it gets a little extreme. So did you just smell her forehead?
I do. I always smell.
You just smelled her forehead.
Her stinky breath. You know, when they drool.
She does not have stinky breath.
Girl,
Zipporah got bad breath.
Girl, I mean, like, she
eating grown people food. I mean,
yeah, so. Like when they're little, with their infants and stuff, like they have sweet baby breath. It never smells bad, but then it starts changing, and you're like, oh, that breath is changing.
You know what?
But you know when they drool though, and like she be smelling like saliva because she be drooling. She still got her pacifier. I be smelling that. You know what my mama told me? So she was like, my cousin had made a post about like hugging her kids. Her kids are probably like middle school, high school, but hugging her kids and smelling them. And my mama and I was like, I said, you smell your kid. It was before I was a mother, I think, or Zipporah might have been like in her first year. I made some comment like, really? And my mom was like, yeah, all the time. Or my mama commented, and I was like, you do that? And she was like, still do that. Aww. Like when she hugs me, she smells my hair or something like that. Like she still smells me, and I was like,
that's so sweet.
I sniff all the time. Like, where you been in? What you been in? Okay, anyway, we went really long today.
We did. We got on the whole. We had like 2 shows in one. It was cool. Okay. Oh no. All right. Yeah, we had like 2 shows. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Zipporah had woke up. We had got
welcome to Daydreamers Podcast, ASMR version.
Yeah, but thanks for tuning in, and thanks for hearing me out. Just to reiterate, I don't have a drinking problem. I have a stress problem. But that's being solved. My husband is being a partner. I'm going to therapy, taking anxiety medicine. I got a good support system. Email us, you know,
at ADaydreamersPodcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, if you need to get something off your chest,
podcast at gmail.com.
If you need to get something off your chest and you don't want us to read it, just let us know. You just need to make a confession about some shit.
And if you do want us to read it without using your name, we would love to make up a name for you. It'll be anonymous.
Right. K'Shana loves making up ghetto names. Okay.
Yeah, no, not ghetto. Inventive.
Oh, okay.
Inventive. We're going to talk about that next episode.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for it. And follow us on all the socials. Find me everywhere at Love Erin AD. Find my kids on TikTok at Zippy Loves Ragnar. And the podcast is a Daydreamers Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Is that
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes. Also, you can find me at KHD Studios with an S on Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok. The TikTok content is a little bit different from what you'll find on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm sure you'll love it nonetheless.
You'll enjoy it. It's lovely. It's very lovely.
It is lovely.
Any last words, K'Shana?
Sweater weather.
Okay. I had a last word.
Shout out to you, Starshine.
Bluey is amazing, and so is Spidey and his amazing friends. And we will see you guys and talk to you guys next time.
All right. Bye. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
She's sleeping.
Yeah. That was a good show.
All right. Yes. Amazing.